Right. Welcome to Phonis Holding. At Phonis Holding, we do project reviews, we do AMAs like these. Sometimes we just come up and talk about different projects and happenings in the space. And I am OG Benita. I'm your host for today. Welcome, Steady.
Thank you, OG Benita. How are y'all doing today?
Oh, great. Thank you. Okay, for everyone listening, this is Amphi Worth. It's a project that we'll be having an AMA with today, and they'll be telling us everything they got in stock for us in the Amphi Worth. So, welcome, Steady, once more. Do you have other persons in your team, or do you want to start by introducing yourself just before they come up?
That depends. I mean, uh, Tomohiro, do you want to introduce yourself first and kind of give your background, or you want me to go?
Okay, let me introduce myself first. I'm Paras, the founder and CEO of Anifi World. Uh, Before I used to build the exercise to earn. It's called virtual. Yeah, and now I split our team to build the Anifi World, which is the GameFi platform. Yes, and I have developed it for like 8 months so far. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So as you could hear, um, Tomohiro, also known as Porus, he is completely doxxed publicly, and he is our main contract dev. He also wrote the contract for Virtual, which is the exercise to earn token. Me personally, I've been around the crypto space for, let's see, since 2011 ish. I originally got into crypto to mess around with Bitcoin. So I was there pretty early on. And then I went through kind of a hiatus away from crypto and just recently came back probably 4 years ago. Um, and that's around the same time that BSC really started to take off. So me and Porus actually met each other um, through different projects across the space, and we decided to work with each other and develop a true play to earn token. Um, the reason why we wanted to go this route is because it seemed like a lot of the tokens in this space they were starting and then adding a GameFi, and the GameFi would end up actually hindering, devaluing, or possibly even killing the token. Um, so it was like they had these great ideas, they had these great ambitions, but their GameFi actually hindered their token. And so Porus has come up with a way using a smart Oracle contract to make it to where it's not only viable for play to earn, but it actually increases the value of the tokens rather than devaluing the value of the tokens. And so I can get into that, like the more technical side of it in a little bit. But that's kind of just like a quick background to me. So I've been around crypto for, let's see, it's 2022, so I guess 11 years. Um, but yeah,
Quite a long time for
yeah, and like everybody knows, a week in crypto is like a month in the real world. So 11 years in crypto is probably like I don't know, 20 or 30 years. But I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fine. I really like the fact that you have, very good background in the space. Like you're not new in the space, you're not like some new guys who just come in and they just want to, jump on some huge thing and get out the space as they usually do it. Like you mentioned, a lot of played in games and just very few substantial ones like standing and still standing. I like the background. I think it's fine for a start, having so much years of knowledge. Even though you said you've been away for some time, but I think it's still great. Yeah. So are there other members of your team you would want to bring up, or is it just you and Purus?
So me and Porus are kind of the main people, other than Mr. B, who is obviously our major marketing partner. Um, we have plenty of mods and admins. We have multiple communities across the globe. Um, but yeah, I mean that's as far as like I guess the main players on the team. It's us two, and to be honest, it's mostly Porus. It's mostly Tomohiro. Um, I've never seen somebody with a work ethic like him. It's insane.
Right, that's great. I think that's fine for the introduction about yourself and your team. We'll just talk about Amphi word. Let me ask you, is there a meaning for Amphi, or is he an abbreviation of a word, or a chunk of sentences?
Yeah. So I mean, everybody's heard of GameFi, which is kind of like gaming and finance. So Anifi World is animation finance. So we're gonna do that. Obviously, the animation through our play to earn game. And if you go in our chat, I don't know if it's been posted in here, but in our chat in Anifi World, you can see a trailer, kind of a teaser for the UI of the play to earn game, which is basically consistent of different NFT classes that you can buy or that you will be able to buy within our game. Um, and then on top of being able to buy those NFTs, you'll also be able to buy certain gems and potions to add to them. So that's kind of where the name Anifi World came from. It's animation and finance put together.
All right, I think it's fine. I mean, I think having an understanding of the meaning of the name is like a start of getting to know about the project. So it's cool. You can now tell us about Amphyword. What's this project all about?
Can you ask that again? I didn't really understand what the question was.
Yeah, so talk about Amphyword. Tell us everything about Amphyword.
Okay. So, as Porus had said earlier, he's worked with certain like earning tokens. He's worked with the exercise to earn tokens and developed that. Um, but we've seen like a rise in the popularity of GameFi tokens. And as I stated earlier, the main problem with GameFi tokens is most of the time their token ends up killing the project and it ends up hurting investors. So Porus had seen this, and we kind of started brainstorming about, okay, well, how can we fix this? And Porus came up with this smart oracle in order to not only distribute rewards for the play to earn, but it's also going to control the price action on our NFTs. And so the way the smart oracle works is, let's say we set a total allowance for any given day of $1,000 worth of Anifi tokens. So everybody's playing the game. Let's say all the players in the game throughout the day, they actually earn a combined $1,200. So that's obviously above the daily threshold limit. And the reason why we set the daily threshold limit is so that we aren't giving out too many tokens. Because as y'all know, if you flood the market with tokens, if supply increases but demand stays the same, the price is going to go down. So we set it at a certain cap every single day, and then the smart oracle will kick in. So if the combined earnings for the or for the day is less than $1,000, then everybody gets exactly what it says that they will earn. If it goes over $1,000, though, that's when the smart oracle would kick in. So the example I was just using, let's say the combined total earnings for the day is $1,200, and person A has 10% of that total. So on their GameFi user interface, it says that they made $120 for the day. The smart oracle would actually kick in and just give them 10% of the total allotment for that day. So because they earn 10% of the $1,200, they would actually earn 10% of the $1,000. So they would get $100 for that day. So I know some people are going to look at it and be like, well, that's kind of like they aren't getting all the money that you said that they were going to earn. Like, yes, but we're upfront about it. And so everybody's going to know exactly how this oracle works. And the reason why it's put in place is so that we aren't constantly giving out, way too much of our supply and devaluing our currency. Because, like, at the end of the day, we are a GameFi token, but if the token itself devalues, it's not going to be worth anything for the GameFi. So our main focus has to be the Smart Oracle and the GameFi section of it. And then the other way the Smart Oracle is going to work is, as I said earlier, so this game is going to be played with NFTs that you buy in the game, and you'll buy the NFTs with Anifi. So the way it controls the price action is our NFTs in the game are going to be set, even though you buy them with Anifi, they're going to be a set price in BUSD. Okay, so let's just say, for instance, an example, um, the NFTs cost $10. Okay, so one day Anifi World is worth $1 a token. So therefore, you would have to pay 10 Anifi to get your one NFT. Well, let's say the next day it doubles in price. It's now worth $2 a token. Instead of still paying 10 Anifi, which would be $40, um, no, sorry, $20, you would only pay 5 Anifi for it. So the smart oracle will work as a price control on the NFTs as well. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, I
I
can
think
try and
it,
explain it a
I think
different
it
way.
makes sense. And I just have one question just before you move on. Um, can one accumulate, let's say, for example, the NFTs are way cheaper today. Can I get like 10 of them and then let's say the price goes up tomorrow
Yes, you
because
can
of
um you cut out there for a second and then it did the thing where you talked really fast and it caught up to you.
okay, sorry. I think it's my connection. Am I clear enough now?
Yes.
Okay. So, can one hold, let's say, for example, today the NFTs are so cheap and I really just want to stock them up for tomorrow. Can I buy so much today and tomorrow I can just sell to the people who want to play, but because the price is already increased, like tomorrow, can I do that?
You'll be able to mint the NFTs, and then it's up to you with what you want to use them for. If you want to use them in the game, you can. If you want to try and sell them privately to somebody else, you can do that as well. So it's going to be up to the end user what they want to do, and that's like one of the main things. Like I think some projects kind of control what you're allowed to do with your NFTs and not allowed to do, or even with your tokens sometime. But that's not what we're going to do. So basically, Anifi World, once you buy and purchase something, you can do with it whatever you please. So if that's, if you think you can make a little extra side money off of buying NFTs, and then the price goes up and you sell them to other users of the game, you know, we welcome that.
Right. Also, do you lose your NFTs in playing these games? Because I think NFTs like a criteria, but do you lose them? Do you place them on a bed? Or I really do not know the game itself, how it's going to be played, but maybe just a brief intro. How is this going to be? Is it like fights? I'm really not into the anime world, but just make it clear. Or is it just a state like buying NFTs and just holding them to be able to play? Or do you play these games with your NFTs?
Porus, do you kind of want to touch on the actual gameplay?
Sorry, can you say again?
Benita, can you ask your question again?
Yep.
Okay. So these NFTs, are they just mere criteria to play the game, or do you actually play the game with the NFTs? Like, do you stake them? Do you risk them? Or, you know how these things are done? Like, you have to put your NFTs up somewhere and someone else is trying to claim them? Or is it just going to be, people playing the game and trying to meet up a particular or win to earn some tokens or to earn some money? Or do you play with the actual NFT or it's just a mere criteria to play at all?
Oh, okay, I got it. Actually, our NFT we design is for use to pay the game because in the game we can farm our NFT to get stronger. If you just buy the NFT and you don't pay the game, the NFT value is not increased. And actually, if you want to invest in our platform, we have staking for our token, but we don't have staking for our NFT. Yes.
Well, yeah. So, but OG Benita, to answer your question, yes, the NFTs will be used directly in the game.
Okay, so people tend to lose their NFTs in the game and buy for another game, or oh, I think someone's mic
No,
is muted.
once you mint NFT, you own the NFT forever. Don't lose in the game. The NFT will separate to two types. One is cards as a hero and the equipment, and the owner can use this forever. and don't lose it when the play the game.
Okay, that means just owning one NFT means you can play the game as long as possible. As long as you own one NFT, you can play the game forever. Is that what it means?
Actually, yeah, actually, we have to buy 5 NFT to build a team, and once the team, once the stage got harder, you might have to buy more or upgrade our hero to be stronger to pay more further stage. That is our game design. Yeah, we don't like the limitation that some game use to limit the NFT. For example, we can use the NFT only 20 times to pay and earn. After that, we can't earn something like that. We will control it by our game design, and it's more freely to pay to make the game to be real fun. This is our opinion. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Sorry, Steady, you can just go on. I just want to get clearly to know how many NFTs you're getting, or do you keep getting NFTs every time you want to play the game? So I think I understand now.
Okay, you have okay, John.
Yeah. You want me to go ahead and answer? Yeah. So basically, you will buy 5 NFTs or mint 5 NFTs to develop a team, and then those are going to last forever. So if you want to, you can farm them to make them stronger. You can buy potions. You can buy gems. But if you were to lose a stage, lose a battle, you don't lose your NFTs. You still keep your NFTs. So you just continue to develop and grow your team.
Right, thank you. You can just continue. I'm sorry for. I just want to get it clearly.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that I hope that answers your question because it sounded like you were asking if you were to lose in the game, do you lose all your NFTs? And that's not the case. We want to make it to where
Exactly.
it's easy. We want to make it to where it's easily accessible to everybody. And like I said earlier, you know, whenever you buy or mint something, like it's yours forever. We aren't going to take it from you. So yeah, if you were to lose a stage or lose a battle, you still keep your NFTs. You just don't win the money for obviously that the winner would get for that stage or battle.
All right. I think you can continue and telling us about Anifi. Thank you.
Say that again. Sorry.
I said you can go on and tell us more. I think I caught you short while you were talking with my question. So I mean, if you want to continue, it's fine.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt or anything. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, if somebody wants to check out our UI that we've kind of already released a little bit of, you can go into our main chat, look in the pinned messages. There'll be a couple videos that we've released. We haven't released a bunch of the UI stuff, but if it's something that you're interested in, you can definitely go and check it out. Um, well, yeah, I think we're really looking forward to it, and it's gonna be really interesting because I think this is the first time that a smart oracle has been used directly in tandem with a GameFi token. So really, like I said, our whole goal with this, we saw the problem of that GameFis currently have, and we wanted to come up with a way to solve that. And we think that this smart oracle is going to do that because the daily rewards will be limited to a certain amount, so we don't want to dishearten or disenfranchise people from playing the game, so they will still earn really good money. It will just, at the end of the day, our main goal is to protect the token while offering a very fun and exciting like gameplay style. Y'all could hear me whenever I just said all that, right?
Sorry, guys. I was having issues with my connection. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Did people
All
just
right.
heard what I just said, right, or no?
Yeah, I think they did. Sorry.
Okay, it's
Okay.
all good.
Yeah. Let's talk about the token itself because you talked about the how the Oracle. What did you call it?
It's a smart oracle, so it's not just
Yeah.
a general oracle. It's also going to work um, to make sure, or I guess to ensure the longevity of the token while paying out earnings to players that win.
Okay. So this treasury fund, are there, I mean, the bonuses or what the gamers would aim, is there a definite amount you already kept out for it? Because you talked about not oversupplying tokens and devaluing the token itself. So how much tokens have you kept out for, you know, this funds or this treasury funds that would be going out to winners of these games?
So you want to know the percentage of the total supply that we've set aside kind of for GameFi rewards directly?
Exactly. Exactly. Compared to the total supply of your token itself.
Yeah, Porus, do you want to tell them the percentage on hand that we're going to start with in the reward pool for the game?
The reward is 40% of total supply.
No.
40%. What?
Sorry, go ahead and ask me.
Yeah, so what's the total supply of the token
Uh,
aside the
total
rewards?
supply total supply is 200 million, and the reward is 40% of total supply. And we plan to use this for 4 years for the reward portion.
So we're going to have roughly 80 million tokens in the reward pool, or 40% of our supply.
That's fine. That's fine. So there's no option of future main thing, like you said, you want to limit the total supply to a certain amount so you don't devalue the token itself.
Yes, and the thing also, so when you buy those 5 NFTs with Anifi tokens, the majority of that is going to go into the reward pool. So a lot of this, like a lot of the money, it's not like the team is going to keep it. It's going to go directly into the reward pool to increase those rewards for the players.
Okay, so there's like a sure, as long as people play this game, as long as people want to play these games, they have to buy NFTs, and this NFT money goes directly. Is the all the money part, or is the a certain percentage from the NFT
Um,
fees?
I believe the percentage we decided on was 90%. So 90% is going to go to
That's
the reward pool, and then 10% will either be used for marketing, or more likely than not, it will be put in the staking reward pool because we also have staking. So you'll be able to obviously level up your NFTs within the game, and then at the same time stake your NFT tokens on our website.
and the game platform, is he up and running yet, or when will it be up? What's the time frame?
So I think Porus can give you a more exact date on the website and everything like that, and staking. But I do know that whenever we launched our pre-sales on the 30th, our launch is on September 2nd. When we go live at launch, our staking will be up.
Karos, you want to talk about the game itself when it will be up and running?
Porus, do you want to touch
Okay.
on when?
Yes, the game will be live after the token run for 1 or 2 weeks.
So we are thinking about mid-September. So we launch on September 2nd for the public sale. And then within 1, possibly 2 weeks at most, our game file will be live and people will be able to instantly start playing.
I think it's fine. And with regards to the token again, because you said 40% is locked out for reward. How else? I mean, what other thing do you keep some tokens for? Are there tokens for, just give us a breakdown of your token supply.
All right. So we have um, so 40 million tokens for the public sale, which is about 20% of the supply. 20 million was for angel investors. Another 20 million was for private. We will start with 10% of our supply and liquidity, so 20 million tokens. The team is only going to have 4% of the supply, so a very pretty low number in my opinion. And then 4% will also be for marketing. And then our largest chunk, as we just touched on, is going to be that reward pool with 40% of the tokens. And that's going to be obviously split between the GameFi and staking rewards. And I think
Okay, it's fascinating.
one thing I wanted to touch on too, real quick, is most tokens nowadays, as y'all know, they're trading pair is paired with BNB. Um, as you can probably look at the BNB chart lately, it is a stable coin. It's just not as stable as something a US dollar peg. So our trading pair is actually going to be Anifi and BUSD to help stabilize the price. We think it's going to be better that way. Obviously, you'll still be able to buy with BNB. It's just a multi-hop transaction. But yeah, our trading pair is going to be Anifi BUSD.
Wow, that's really, really great. I mean, just few couple of projects actually choose that, choose to go down that road because, there are advantages and disadvantages as well, as we all know. I mean, the chart would be strictly based on the volume of people buying, and if yeah, that's what it means. But it's also very good because it means that even if there is a drastic dip in the entire market, Anifi would still be very fine wherever it was. I think it's a great one, but do you intend to stay that way for as long as Anifi survives, or would there be some, okay, now the market is a bit better, so we can repair from BUSD to BNB?
I mean, it's something. So, like, add a second pair and move our liquidity over. Is that kind of the question? Because, I mean, we could always add another
Because
trading pair. Sorry, go ahead.
okay, yeah, that's the question. Yeah, sorry, Steady, did you get my question? Because I was saying, there are advantages and disadvantages when it comes to pairing with BUSD, yeah? So do you intend to, repair with BNB, like creating another pair, or is it just going to be BUSD and Anifi?
Right now with the strength of BUSD, I mean, it doesn't really fluctuate more than a couple percentage points or a couple tenths of a percentage actually. Um, so right now we don't have any plans to add other trading pairs. That being said, we do have the ability to add other trading pairs. So if that's something that our community really wanted and was really pushing for, they wanted us to to do a new BNB or wrapped BNB trading pair. That's something that we can definitely do. Uh, we just don't, at least for launching and right now, we don't see the advantage of doing it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of
Yeah,
the day, it is going to be, um, you know, it's going to be community driven, and especially like with use in our DAO, that would be something that we would put out there to the community, get their feedback on. If it's something they want done, we would do it. If it's not, we would continue to focus on working what we're doing.
I think it's great for me. I like the idea of pairing because currently the market is really, I don't know what to say. For some people, they're like, yeah, the market's coming back. But for me, it's like testing the waters for me. So I think it's really, really nice. I mean, the idea of pairing with BUSD, it makes everything very stable and gives more confidence to the people investing in the project. So I really do like it. So I think it's great. And what about the taxes or in the token itself? What's a tax transaction, the transaction taxes rather?
Porus, do you want to touch on transaction tax?
Tax. Uh, Actually, we will set tax only for selling 2%.
So as y'all know, a lot of tokens nowadays have these, exorbitant taxes. Even if it's just like 5% buy and sell, that's still 10% of your total bag. Um, so at Anifi, we're going to have 0% buy tax and then a small 2% sell tax. So everything is going to be basically provided for, as far as liquidity adding and stuff like that, by the team, so that our investors and our community get to keep more of their hard-earned money. Because like I don't know about y'all, but I don't really. I mean, we could put some crazy tax, but at the end of the day, most of the time, the tax all it does is it benefits the team, and it doesn't really benefit the investors. And we want our investors to benefit from it. So if we can just do a 0% buyback or 0% buyback, 0% buy tax and a 2% sell tax, that means that our community gets to keep more of their money. And at the end of the day, I think that's what everybody wants.
Me, I think that's like, for me, it's like a very big green line for me. I mean, 0% buy tax and 2% sell tax is like nothing literally compared to what we see in the space. Like you obviously said, even as low as 5% buy in and 5% sell out, it's really like 10% on your total bag. And that's, I mean, I like the really low taxes. But then aside your NFTs, are there other means of, revenue generating in this Anifi projects aside these taxes and the NFT buy-in for which you said 90% goes directly into the reward pool. Are there other means of generating revenue? Yeah.
I'm sure Tomo might or Porus might know of a couple, but I mean that's going to be the main source, and it's not. I mean, yes, I guess it's generating revenue, but everything that we generate is going to be injected right back into the community. So it's not like revenue that the team is going to take or the team is going to make because pretty much everything that is generated is just going to be put directly back into the project.
True. True. That's fine. I think we literally covered a lot. We talked about the taxes already. Okay, that's fine. I think we can just start looking at questions from members of the community, and except you still have something you want to say about Anifi, then just go ahead just before we open the floor for questions.
I think if you want, you can open up the floor for questions, or if anybody that's that's unmuted from your team, if they have any questions, they can ask now, and then we can just you can start going down the list of all the little people that got their blue hand raised.
It's fine. I think I just did unmute someone. I don't know. Coco, you can go ahead and ask your question, mate. Okay, we'll move on to the next person. We got um Yellow Lips. Ask your question.
Can you hear me?
I can a little. It's kind of
Okay,
quiet.
thank. Sorry for that. Thank you for the opportunity, OG Benita. Great presentation based on the project you're giving. In I would like to ask, you know that we have people in which they don't like understand the way they play the game, and like they will want to be part of the game. I would like to ask if you guys will be doing a video showing them how to play the game, and you guys will be putting the video in different languages because we all know that it's not only English speaking people that will be interested in the game. And in that way too, they will like invite people to the game and the game can move forward.
Oh yeah, so that's definitely something that we can do. We'll obviously have a user interface game. Our main base of operations is Thailand and U.S., but we have communities and chats all across the world. So that would kind of be something to where, uh, obviously, we wouldn't make a video in every single language on the planet because there would just be too many videos. But if somebody comes in and they tell us, what country they're from, I could take the user interface and kind of the how to play Anifi, the game, and translate it for them and give them a step by step guide. So that's something that if it's not one of the main languages, of a chat that we have, if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, look, I'm from so and so. Can you teach me how to play the game?" Then I would just take it upon myself to personally translate it and talk with them and help them out.
Okay, that would be great because in that way too, they'll have a share of inviting people into the game because that way they'll know that their interest is in the game. I don't know if I'll be able to ask one more question, Oji Benita.
That's
Just
up
because of
to Benita.
yeah, we just move on to the next person. Yellow Lips. You can always go into the Anifi chat and ask your question. so we get as much questions as we can from the other audiences. Thank you so much, Yellow. And we'll move on to, I think I muted Laskampachi. Don't know if he's here. Okay.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Thank you. Sorry, a bit under the weather, so my voice might be a bit cracking. Something that I understand from everything, including the low tax, is that the revenue-driven model of this will be coming from the marketplace, right? At 5% that is being implemented. That is what I think. I don't know if it's true or not. But how is that gonna happen? I assume there will be multiple seasons, and the portions uh, or the NFTs will be the driving factor here. Uh, so will there be 5% charge on listing, or there will be 5% on the sales only?
S You're asking about the tax, the generated revenue from the transaction taxes?
No, no, I'm talking about the tax on the marketplace itself, the 5%.
Uh, you mean NFT marketplace?
I believe NFT marketplace and the normal marketplace is both the same in this project, right? Because from what I have read, you can sell potions as well as NFT in the same place.
Yes. The tax for NFT marketplace is 5%. And at the beginning, we will use the elements market as our NFT marketplace, and later we will develop our own marketplace.
So the price is for the listing, or is the price, the 5% tax is coming from the listing? Like if I list my NFT or my potion for certain, I will be paying for the listing, or I'll be paying when it is sold. Like it will be
Oh,
on
when they sold.
when they are sold, right?
Yeah.
So this thing, I assume these potions and everything, I'm not including the NFT in this aspect. I assume they will be available in game as well as available to buy from players. So there are seasons, right, or limited availability of these stuff. Hence, people will be buying it for the NFT, for these potions on marketplace, or hence there will be no point at all of paying 5% extra. So can you please comment on that?
Can you ask again? I
I think, yeah, Porus, I think I got his question. He's asking why would he buy off the marketplace if there's a 5% tax if he can just mint his own. So the marketplace is going to be used. Obviously, you can level up your players and characters and improve your team. So there's going to be some people in the game that have time to do that and the desire to do that and actually level up. And then there's going to be other people who don't really have the time or the desire, but they want to earn more in the play to earn. So they just want to buy a leveled up character or NFT or want to buy a certain potion. So then that's whenever they would go to the marketplace and do it. So it's kind of like we want to make sure that if somebody has all the time in the world to play the game, then they'll be able to and they'll be entertained pretty much 24/7. But then if there's also people who just kind of want to focus on how can I earn more money in the game without putting in as much, I guess, physical time, then obviously they would take the option of using the NFT marketplace and buying leveled up characters.
Study ads. Thank you for answering that. Thank you so much. Thank you, OG.
Yes, sir. Thank
You
you for
last
coming out and listening.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think that was a really great question. We have someone else. I think we just unmute Delt Crypto. Delt Crypto, go ahead and ask your question.
Hello?
Yeah, Delt Crypto,
Yeah,
go
thank
ahead.
you very much. Yeah, thank you very much for this great opportunity.
I can't hear
Hey,
that.
Delt Crypto, there's so much feedback from you. And maybe when you just move on to a better environment, you can come back. We have Jonathan. Jonathan, ask your question.
Hello, ma'am.
Hey, Jonathan, go ahead and ask your question, mate.
Hello. My question is, according to the roadmap, what is your most important next priority?
Most important what?
Can you repeat your question?
Okay, I repeat my question. According to the roadmap, what is your most important next priority?
Is he saying what's our most important next purity? If that's the case, I
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
next priority, yeah.
I'm confused. I don't understand the question. Porus, do you
He's
understand the question?
saying, he's saying, according to your roadmap, what's your most important priority?
Oh, well, I mean, according to the roadmap right now, obviously our largest priority is the pre-sale and then successful launch. And then, right on launch, we're going to make sure that staking is, complete. Um, and then shortly after launch, we're going to continue to work on the game and then have it out by mid-September. So, the priorities, I guess they kind of change as we complete things. Obviously, our main focus is on getting pre-sale and successful launch, and then once we have that done, all all action shifts towards the game.
I hope that answers your question, Jonathan. We'll just move on to the couple of questions in the chat. So I'll just read out a few I can just before I unmute someone else from the AMA. So we got a question from it said Angela Christie, yeah? Angela Christie says, what's your strategy to ensure adequate adequate utility was it utility or liquidity, sorry, on the okay, I think this is a copy question, so we'll just move on to the next one because it doesn't really relate to what we have here. So someone is asking, he wants to know, can you customize your NFTs? Are there ways, or can you request for customization of your NFTs?
So as far as customization goes, like I said, we'll have different gems and different potions that you can give to your NFT. Are they asking like from an artistic design if there's certain things they can do, or from like a value or I guess attribute design that they're asking for? Because they're like
Well,
I said,
there's really no specification here, but I guess he's asking about the maybe just the character customization, I guess.
yeah, so as far as like from a physical appearance, that's not something that we have done. Obviously, it's one of those things that we would put up to a vote in the community. If that's something the community wanted, then that's something that we'll give them. But out of the gate, there's going to be the 5 stock characters, and then as far as customization goes, that'll be done through obviously the gems and potions. But physical appearance and customization that way, that's not something that we've really looked that far into. Um, but if that's something that people want, then we can certainly do it.
Thank you. I hope that answers the question of can really find the presenter. Yeah, so there is another question from the group. He says, I read that you had a gacha system for minting heroes. Does this mean that irrespective of the minting of heroes, that do you have any function of minting heroes in your platform in Anifi study?
Yes, you'll be able to mint the NFTs, and the NFTs are the heroes. Those 5 characters. Um, I think that
So he
was.
wants to know if there are different rates of this. I mean, are there some more expensive heroes or less expensive heroes, or is it just a flat rate of minting?
Porus, do you want to talk about minting heroes and kind of what the ballpark cost would be?
Yes. You can mean actually now we have 5 hero and we will have more and more hero, and uh our hero have rarity is separate to common, uncommon, epic, legendary. If you got like a you have to random the NFT. If you got like a epic or legendary is a high value of the NFT. Yes.
Does that make sense,
Thank
Benita? So they'll be different. It's similar to like how other NFTs work, how there'll be different levels of rarities whenever you mint.
Okay, okay. I hope that answers the question of Azay Kate, yeah? So let's just mute someone else from the main chat. We have we have Whitebird. Whitebird, you're allowed to ask a question.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I so much love the project. While going through the white paper, I came across the story. I read the story, and it was a kind of interesting story. So, I just want to ask a question about the heroes. Now, I see that you guys will be giving out three heroes to start. Let's say you gave out Iris, Lucky, and Kane. But my question is, let's say I don't know how to play the game very well with these heroes, and I, I kind of me and the heroes were just defeated in all the games, in all the levels. We were defeated. So what happened to us if we are gonna be defeated? What happened to us? Does it affect the heroes? Does it affect the token or the NFT or the project itself? I don't just know.
So it wouldn't affect your heroes or your token. Basically, if your heroes aren't strong enough and you lose the battle or you lose the stage, you still retain your heroes. You still retain the NFTs. You still retain their attributes. You just don't win the money for that stage or battle. So once you buy and purchase something with us on Anifi World, it will be yours forever until obviously if you decide to sell it to somebody else, then obviously you wouldn't have it anymore. Um, but yeah, no, you would still have if you lose a battle or you lose a stage, you would still have the NFTs.
Great, 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 great answer. I so much love the way you answered that question. So, I'm a kind of curious about this. Let's say, do you have any plans in making it a kind of multiplayer? Let's say I have Iris, Lucky, and Kane, and Benita has like Venus and Hugo, and we fight against a particular monster and beat the monster down. Do you have a plan doing such thing?
Portis, you want to touch on that possible gameplay involving player versus player?
I
So
don't know
far
if
we
you get that.
yeah so far we don't plan for the multiplayer, but we will have like a just PvP, versus player, but not the multiplayer that play together.
So did
Okay,
you get
okay,
that? It'll
okay.
be one versus the other, but not teaming up together.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. Thank you very much, Benita.
Thank you, Wackbet. We'll move on to the next question. Let me try and check for one of them from the main chat because got so many messages and people saying check my question. So there is this one from okay. There's this one from Panta. Hey, I really do not know how this works, so I just want to ask. It says transferring value among multiple games is the main problem for developers. Do you have any solution for this? I don't know if you understand that, because personally, I do not know how value is being transferred from multiple developers. So does this work or does it apply to Anifi?
Um, so transferring I mean, there's not going to be a lot of transferring that goes on, but I think where people run aground is that uh, they have a higher transaction tax. And most of the time, transaction taxes are going to be on buys, sells, and transfers. So obviously, if you transfer within the game, you would get hit with the tax. And that's part of the reason why, we have zero transfer tax, zero buy tax, and only 2% sell tax. So that players, every time they make a move in a game, on the blockchain, it can be viewed as a transfer, and we don't want them to get taxed on that. So I think that's his question, but I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Benita. I don't know if that's his question, but hopefully it is. Um, so yeah, having that 0% transfer tax will make it so obviously the players don't get hit every single time they make a move in the game of 2%.
Thank you. Let's unmute someone else from the chat. We have Amelia. Amelia, go ahead and ask your question, mate. Amelia?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Amelia.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you.
Yeah, I hear you talking about the NFT. So I want to ask, what do you think about the growth of NFT in the crypto space and the reward? Will your project roll out any NFT in the future?
Are you asking if we'll allow outside NFTs like that aren't bought through the marketplace to play the game? Hello, Amelia. It says
I
she's
can hear.
talking, but I can't hear her.
Yeah, can you repeat your question, Amelia? Some someone else.
I said, what do you think? What do you think about the growth of NFT in the crypto space and in the real world? Will your project roll out any NFT in the future?
Okay, so I kind of think what I was getting at, as far as NFT growth overall as a whole in the future, I think it's going to be huge, especially, you know, right now NFTs are largest on Ethereum, but they're also coming over to BSC. So I think that's huge. There's going to be a huge opportunity um, for artists and projects on the BSC side to really kind of shine through and do something different that they haven't been able to do on the ETH side based on gas fees alone. And then as far like I think she said bring other NFTs in. If you're asking if other NFTs can be brought into the game at this moment, no, because our NFTs and heroes and characters have specific attributes. So whenever you mint them within the mint engine and the contract, and actually, I guess the token ID of the NFT, it'll have certain characteristics, and traits that can then be applied to the game. So if you were to import an NFT from another project, the token itself, the NFT itself, wouldn't have any characteristics or attributes that could be used in the game, so it wouldn't really work.
Thank you. I hope that answers your question, Amelia.
Yes, yes, thank
Okay.
you.
All right, thank you. We'll move on. I don't think we'll take more questions just so we can have so much time to sum up the AMA. Steady, for me, I think I like the idea behind this project. I like the fact that the tax is really, really low. It's like it's like a nothing compared to taxes that we see today. I also like their I think you called it smart Oracle system of how it distributes the rewards. And I like the fact that you guys are sincere with, not over rewarding. And at the end of the day, there is, either nothing or you have to mint the tokens or like mint new tokens to give rewards to people. And that way you're killing your project. So I think for me, I like it. Just the question that I was going to ask was, I think along the line you mentioned 10% for the liquidity, yeah? Is that what you said?
No. So I was speaking about whenever you mint NFTs and it costs a certain amount of Anifi. I said 10% because 90% is going to go from those sales directly into the reward pool. And then starting out, I think right around 10% will be used for marketing. And if need be, it can be added to liquidity. I don't see the liquidity being an issue just because we have backers that can provide us with liquidity if we just ask them. Um, but that's one of those things where it can be used either or. And then shortly after, uh, we assume or we predict that we're just going to put all 100% directly in the rewards pool. But that's going to be something that we kind of, I guess, gauge on the side based on volume and traffic of those NFTs. The higher the volume of traffic, the more likely it is that we'll just decide to put 100% back into the reward pool.
So I think that's great. I think it's fine by me. So if there's, any more thing you want to talk about Anifi, just as a way to sum up the AMA, you can feel free, the floor is open.
I mean, I think we've pretty much covered all of it. I'm just excited to get our pre-sale done and then get our launch so that we can focus on finishing up the development of the game. And I think, Porus, well, me and Porus have done some stuff that hasn't been done in the crypto space before. And so we're really looking forward to. I would be willing to bet that most GameFis, once they see Anifi out and the smart oracle and how it functions, um, I'm expecting a lot of other GameFi projects to try and mimic or copy it. Um, and they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So I could be wrong, but it seems like most of the GameFi tokens that are GameFi centered, they end up after a few months or a year, 18 months even, they kind of end up eating themselves alive because they're giving out too much rewards. And hats off to Porter for coming up with this idea and writing the smart oracle and developing it so that we can bring it to market and solve a major problem in the GameFi industry, in my opinion.
That was a really great shot, a nice sum up for me. And when is the pre-sale and when is their expected date of launch? Just to reiterate it.
Pre-sale is going to be on August 30th, and we're on Gympad. We're actually going to be diamond tier on Gympad, so pretty much the highest tier that they offer. And then our public sale is going to be September 2nd.
That's like a couple of weeks from now, like 1, 2 weeks, guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're mid-August. Sometimes I'm not even gonna lie, Benito. Working so hard, sometimes the days just start to blend together, and then I wake up and
Oh,
it's like we're
I
we're
think I
almost in
can I can relate to
2023.
this. Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. I hope it all turns out to be, a great work done. Like you get value for all the work and the stress. I think this was really great. Except there's anything Boris wants to add just before we, end this AMA.
Porus, do you have anything you want to add?
Ah, okay. Uh, Thank you everyone for listen our project, and I hope you guys will enjoy with our game. Yes, that's all.
And also, too, if y'all have any questions that we weren't able to cover in this AMA, you can join the chat. I believe it's going to be, yeah, if you just go into Phoenix Holdings in the pin message right now, the first link is to the VC. The second link is to our main global chat. Third link, obviously, is to Phoenix Holdings. And then if you can, and if you don't mind, go ahead and retweet, comment, and like the number 4, which is the tweet from Phoenix Holdings Twitter, to just kind of get, obviously, more exposure for Phoenix Holdings and Anifi World.
Right, thank you so much. I think this was a great AMA for me. So for everyone listening, for the people not called, I'm sorry because we definitely cannot call everyone. And for the questions not read, like you had Pura said, you can jump on the chat and they're always there to answer your questions. And yeah, don't forget to join the Anifi Ward group as well. Thank you, Purus and Stadiums. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Benito.
much.
You're a great host.
Yep. Have a good day.
Thank you.